When Tash was young, we decided to go sailing. Natasha just took to it instantly.
It wasn't something that we'd ever thought of doing before. It was another world to us.
Natasha can't use her hands or feet, so her breath control is her only reliable control. So we attempted to make something.
She wanted to go further, she always wanted to keep going.
Natasha decided that she wanted to cross the Atlantic.
We have no chart plotters and no radar on, so it's kind of up to luck now.
Petrified, yeah. This is not nice. Not nice at all. Yeah, scared. I'm going to do eggs. Who wants scrambled eggs or fried eggs? Any? Scrambled.
Fried, please.
Both.
I'll have boiled then.
Thank you. You're all so helpful.
I live with my wife, Mandy, and my two daughters, Natasha and Rachel. We live near Cowes on the Isle of Wight. Who do you think is going to run? Pessimist. Natasha's role is she's the boss. Rachel is second in command.
Yeah, we'll go and see Nana today.
Hopefully, got a small pin hammer or something lurking in here. A bit on the large side, that might work better.
Dad's always coming up with different ideas and inventions and things that he wants to improve or create, and you know, he's always tinkering away.
Yep, that's fine.
There you go. There you go.
I'm coming, hang on, hang on.
It's getting dark.
Yeah, all right.
There we go. We're out. That's good. We're off. This is uphill, Tash. We're not supposed to be running uphill. Can I multitask? Can I? This is, no, I can't. Why can't I multitask then? Because I am a fella.
Natasha's got the mind of a 25-year-old with all the same wants and wishes and desires, but her body doesn't have the control that she'd like. Hello. Hello. Oh, that's nice. When we were first told, it was quite depressing. We were told she'd never be able to do anything. She'd be in a wheelchair all her life. Yeah, it's quite hard. It's Mum and Gary and Natasha.
For me, anyway, that was the catalyst to try and ensure Tash experiences as much as she possibly can and to live a life and not just exist. So that's what we do.
Right. No! To the end of the railing. Come on.
Gary's made lots of things for Natasha over the years.
The Olympic bobsleigh team.
From little walking aids to he did the first adaptation of her computer.
I want to hear a really loud whoop, Natasha, this time.
When Tash was young, we took Natasha on activity holidays.
Nearly there, honey. Well done. Yeah.
On one particular occasion, there was sailing included.
That's Gary and Natasha.
Natasha just took to it instantly. It was obvious that that's where she belonged.
Good fun, isn't it? Yeah, it was great.
Don't know where it came from, because neither myself nor Mandy are sailors.
It wasn't something that we'd ever thought of doing before. It was another world to us.
I thought it was very much an elitist sport that we didn't think we'd fit with. We came home from the activity holiday, and we were looking for somewhere for Natasha to sail. And after some trying, we found that they just didn't exist. So at that point, we had a choice. We either said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Tash, you can't go sailing," or we attempted to make something. Natasha can't use her hands or feet, so her breath control is her only reliable control, and so it had to be breath control. We initially bought Natasha a radio-controlled model yacht. So inside here, we have two separate switches, one vacuum and one pressure switch. And we've got the tube which Tash controlled it with, and it proved its point. It proved that it would work, and that's how Natasha started. She crossed over from the island to Southampton, and we were all really happy and cheering and saying, "Okay, that's great, Tash." But she wasn't having any of it. She turned the boat instantly round and sailed back solo to the Isle of Wight.
Every time she seemed to come back with another challenge, another challenge.
I've grown up on boats, just kind of sleeping and then waking up and watching my sister just sailing around the Solent. She wanted to go further, she always wanted to keep going.
Be careful. Yeah.
When Natasha first mentioned the Atlantic, we just thought, oh yeah, it's a lovely idea, but we won't be doing that one.
We'd hoped that she would forget about it and just concentrate on other things.
My marshmallow's expanding.
Oh, so it's yours.
She would keep bringing it up in conversation. Whenever she got an opportunity, she would mention the Atlantic.
We were trapped. She'd told everybody this is what's happening, and we had to deliver.
I can't feel anything.
Mine's just going black.
We needed a bigger boat. It's a big ocean. We needed a large vessel to carry Natasha and a crew.
We had to do different courses, like a sea survival course, so if worse did come to worse, we knew how to get into a life raft, things like that.
We'd need trackways so that Natasha could be clipped on so that she didn't fall in rough weather.
Yeah, that's fine.
We knew we would need a team of people to help us because the boat has to be sailed 24 hours a day.
And we needed the boat adapted to sip and puff. So it was a huge challenge, a huge challenge.
9.5 knots. We've got full main up and the kite.
It took us 4 years to get the boat ready, and a lot of work, but we were finally ready to cross the ocean.
Hello, Grandad. Can you tell us how you're feeling about our family leaving for such a long time?
We're going to miss you terribly. Each message has got to contain good news. Remember that.
We'll
Bad
try.
news I don't accept.
The plan was to sail from Las Palmas in Gran Canaria, 3,000 miles across the Atlantic and end in St. Lucia.
We've made it to the marina, so yeah, it's all very exciting. We're just about to unload the van and take everything onto the boat. Is one of our guest cabins. This is the slightly bigger one. So Mum's just writing the name of the boat.
Celery, apio, four bunches.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The shopping was absolutely intense. It was incredible. I've never done so much shopping before.
We had Mike on the sailing side and Neil, and then we had Sue and Angela who were there to help Natasha in her daily activities.
It was the day before our crossing.
I was cleaning one of the propellers and I found it was loose, which was terrifying. If Mike's right and it's a new prop, that's from the UK, and it's probably.
We needed to get it fixed quickly because there's a small window for the trade winds and the weather to be able to actually do the crossing.
We found this guy and he says he can do it underwater, so fingers crossed that is going to work.
It was a really intense, 45 minutes or so that he was underwater. And then eventually he came up and told us that it was sorted, that we were going to be able to cross the Atlantic. And it was such a relief. It was, honestly amazing.
How long have you waited for this? And you're really excited. Have you checked the weather? Are the weather conditions good? Yep. Downwind sailing? Don't worry. Thanks for the confidence.
Are you on the other side?
The start line was incredible. There were so many boats out on the day, so many people to see us off. There was horns going, music playing.
It made you tingle. It was so exciting. This was it.
St. Lucia, here we come.
I was really proud of Natasha. I was proud of the boat as well, that we'd actually managed to get this thing to work. It was phenomenal. Tash struggles to cross a room by herself, but there she was, helming this catamaran.
It was weird at first, getting used to the motion of the boat, as well as sleeping at odd times of the day.
And that's Rachel somewhere under there.
And then being awake at odd times of the night as well.
Here we are, we're making tea tonight. There's Angela in the kitchen, and Sue and Natasha are grating cheese.
Life on board the boat was great.
The others just come up behind, gathering the washing from the laundrette.
You have all the daily chores of life on land, so cooking, cleaning, plus sailing the boat.
You're on the ball there, well done, well done. A bit more.
Sunrises was just incredible. To see the sunrise, the start of a new day.
Hi, Dad.
Natasha could sail from either helm location, which is a steering position, or as we discovered, she could control it while she was standing on her running machine.
It's Monday the 30th today. We've been at sea for 8 days now, and we're just about halfway across the Atlantic. We're in the tropics now, and you can really tell the breeze is so warm tonight, and the sunset is amazing. It's just perfect.
That's it, right? You want the shampoo?
Initially, we could see lightning in the distance. The wind started increasing.
So at the moment there is a few thunderstorms around us, and we've had to put the engines on and furl the jibs so that we can try and get away from them.
trying to pick a route through. Mike's got the engines running. At the moment, we're pretty much surrounded by it. I think Mike's looking for a gap ahead. There's a small gap between the systems at the moment, but they keep closing. We really need not to get hit by this. So it's really important that we try and get ourselves out of this.
So the conditions are worsening and the lightning storms are all around us. So we're going to turn all of the electronics off because if we get struck by lightning, that's everything that fails. And we have no chart plotters, no radar on. So it's kind of up to luck now. How are you guys feeling?
Pretty scared at the moment. Yeah, this is not nice. Not nice at all. It's terrifying. Yeah.
And there's not much we can do about it. How does that make you feel?
Petrified, yeah. It's
What
really,
about
really
you? How are
scary.
you feeling at the moment? What are your thoughts on the situation?
After it must have been about 12 hours probably being in this storm, we finally got to see the clouds starting to disappear and we could just about see the sun setting.
We were elated that there was no damage to the boat, there was no damage to the crew. We were relieved we'd survived.
For Natasha, this was another day where she was relying on people and equipment, and that's part of her life.
4 bananas make a bunch and so do many more. 4 bananas make a bunch and so do many more. Over hill and low with the
Once the storm was over, it was the final leg of the journey after that.
This is blown away, blown away, blown away. Over?
We started getting to the islands. It was the perfect timing. Just as the sun started to rise, we reached the north of St. Lucia.
As we were approaching, I think the strangest thing is you can actually smell land. The first thing you notice is a change in smell.
It was incredible. 4 years and we'd finally cracked it. We'd sailed across the Atlantic.
It was joy to see Natasha helming and to know that she'd achieved what she'd set out to do. Yeah, it was very emotional.
Hooray! You did it, Natasha! Yes, did you hear that? It was Tash shouting, "We are here! We are here! We are here!"
We're back from the Atlantic, but that's not the end of things. We'll keep creating and inventing and adapting to make Tasha's life better.
Okay. Right.
You're up here. You've done the worst bit. You're up on top now. How about that?
What do we learn from sailing across the Atlantic? Oh, so much, yeah. You can go wherever you want and there's no interference from society. It's just us on a boat and it's great.
Hello. It's all right. It's okay. We're gone.
I learnt that my family are incredibly tough. Both my daughters are absolutely tenacious.
Scones, anybody?
Ooh.
Spending 18 days on board a relatively small boat with my family was interesting at times. We had our moments, but it all worked. Nothing seems like too big of a problem anymore. I know that there's always going to be a way around it.
Before I did the Atlantic, I thought that would be it. But actually, it changed my mind. It's made me realise that as a family, we could explore further.
This is a full-face diving mask. Natasha has only been able to snorkel up until now, but we think that this will allow her to scuba dive and open up the marine world to her. If we can get Tash underwater, that's going to be phenomenal.
Okay, so, right, here we go. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry.
So what's your plan next, Tash?